is Panorama.
The jury's still out on whether mobile phone masts can damage your health. The government's chief scientist advises caution. So if parents don't want masts situated close to schools, why are they now being put inside classrooms?
Yes, that's quite spectacular.
Is it?
Yes.
It's the new high-tech way of connecting to the internet. No wires, no modem, just radio waves, pulsing information through a network of mini-masts. The explosion in the use of Wi-Fi means it's fast becoming unavoidable. But there's a catch. It's a similar type of radiation to that emitted from mobile phones and masts. They've led to protests and even sabotage from those convinced the radiation's causing harm.
It means that basically there may be changes, for example, in cognitive function. Secondly, there was some indications that there may be cancer induction.
Should our children be exposed to mobile phone masts? The government knows Sir William has concerns about siting masts near schools. Why then are we now placing them inside classrooms in the form of Wi-Fi mini-masts? We went to a school in Norwich to find out.
Okay, yes, that's quite spectacular.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah. That's about 3 times what we were getting near that phone mast last.
It's particularly significant for children. Their skulls are thinner and still forming. This generation, like none before, will live in it from cradle to grave.
He's surprised?
Oh, yeah, I'm very surprised, yes. It's higher than I'd expected standing at this distance, which is just at the distance the pupil's likely to be at.
I was going to say, that's where a child's head would be around.
Absolutely, yes.
I think schools and parents will be very worried about it. I mean, I'm asking for schools to consider very seriously whether they should be installing Wi-Fi networks now. This will make them think twice or think 3 times before they do it.
And in some schools, teachers are complaining the system's making them ill. The evidence is still unclear when it comes to Sylvia's results, but she feels she's needed silver foil shielding ever since they moved near the mast.
Goodness me. It's like being in a huge oven, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Can you feel anything here?
I don't feel anything here. All what I feel is just me. Here, actually, I could just think about other things, you know. It's nice. It's just, you know, I feel free.
They're about 3 or 4 times higher than we got at the mobile phone mast in the main beam of it, and people are walking up and down here. They won't know it, and I mean, it could be because of that. There's a little node up there on the top of the lamppost.
5 miles outside Norwich, and not a sniff of a connection.
This is anti-radiation paint.
Yes.
It's quite expensive.
It's very expensive.
Anti-radiation paint. You'd think our government would base its decisions on the advice of their top man, the one it employed to protect our health, Sir William Stewart. But instead, it seems to have turned to others. First, the World Health Organization. It's robust in its language.
Is that an accurate reflection of the science, do you think?
I think they are wrong.
I went to Rome to meet the man our government seems to favour over its own advisor, Sir William Stewart.
Are they wrong?
If they've published, they are in the mix because every review panel looks at all the studies, along with other studies to see if they're comparable with those studies or point in the same direction. It's called a weight of evidence approach. And if that weight of evidence is not for there being an effect or not being an effect, that's the only way you can tell whether there's really an adverse health effect.
But here's the controversy. Dr. Repacholi used to work for the very industry which helps create this form of radiation. Before working for the WHO, he'd been an expert witness for the phone industry, defending their right to site masts in controversial locations.
Are you truly independent, do you think, as a scientist?
So our government has a choice. Follow the recommendations of scientists like Dr. Repacholi and the WHO, who effectively say, roll it out and don't stop unless someone proves there's a risk. Or follow their own advisor, who says, hold on, don't rush ahead until we know for sure it's safe. Until that's resolved, is it our kids who've become the testbed?
I would recommend to parents to tell the school to remove Wi-Fi, and otherwise I would change the school even.
Really? You take it that seriously?
Yes, very.
If you had kids who were at a school at the moment and there was Wi-Fi being rolled out, any concern at all?
None whatsoever. I'd make sure they had laptops and they could pick it up.
Now, when it comes to schools and Wi-Fi...
I think they should stop and say we're going to do an inquiry into this.
We asked the government for an interview about all this. It said no, and referred us instead to the Health Protection Agency. The chairman of that is Sir...
Hang on a minute. It's Sir William Stewart.
The very man who's indicated to Panorama just how uncomfortable he feels about the speed with which Wi-Fi is being rolled out.